All right. So if you haven't heard, Joe Budden, lewdness, disorderly lewdness and stalking case has been dismissed. Joe Budden did give a detailed account of what happened in court. It was very swift, but he did explain that it wasn't swift for him because he said he was displaced. So I don't know if that means that he was temporarily not able to go back to his apartment. I think, this was very disturbing. The experience sounded very disturbing as far as how he's being treated by his neighbors. I feel like they had some sort of personal vendetta against him. It is probably difficult being a celebrity. And then I don't know if race played a part, but he did make reference to the race of the neighbors and that there had been some sort of ongoing dispute. And I just find it so crazy that people do things like this. They have a personal issue or vendetta, and then they try to create issues for someone. And, Joe is paying his rent like anybody else. I don't see the reason as to why, the family tried to make a molehill, out of something so small. Even the fact that, of them saying, hey, the kids saw the video. And even I myself, when I listened to or I saw the first reporting of this, I was like, the kids saw the video that early in the morning. You had to have shown the video to the kids. Now you're really trying to stretch and get kind of like emotional distress or something out of this. So that's crazy. I'm glad it was dismissed. I hope that this does not occur again. And since he is advising this is a real medical issue for him, that he takes the necessary precautions for it to not occur again. But I have an article here from Vibe. It says Joe Budden's legal battle regarding his alleged act of lewdness appears to be over, as the podcaster's charge was dismissed following his recent appearance in court. On the latest episode of the Joe Budden podcast, the former rapper, who was recorded by a Ring camera attempting to enter a neighbor's apartment while naked, gave a recap of the proceedings, which he says worked largely in his favor. The 44-year-old, whose presence on air had been scarce since news of the incident first surfaced on New Year's Eve, explained how he was able to avoid culpability for his bizarre display. According to Budden, the judge presiding over his case ruled that his actions, as seen on the Ring camera footage provided by the plaintiff, weren't in violation of the letter of the law in regard to stalking or lewdness. And Joe Budden said that the judge was fair, reasonable, heard all of the testimony, was attentive, and wasn't on no BS. The Pump It Up MC told his audience and co-host of the judge. Mr. Budden was not erect, so that was something that they had to assess of whether or not he was erect in the video, because that is what would contribute to the charge of lewdness being valid if he was actively trying to like masturbate or something like that. So let's see. He was not masturbating. He called the judge, telling the plaintiff while addressing the court the one time that he touched his penis, he appeared to be trying to cover himself. Mr. Budden was not trying to forcibly enter your place, she added. The judge also noted that Budden wasn't seen pleasuring himself on camera, thus exonerating him of the lewdness charge. It was determined that Budden appeared to be attempting to keep from urinating on himself in the clip rather than anything sexual in nature. While the lewdness and stalking charges against him were dismissed, the judge did leave Budden with a bit of advice, which he says he fully plans on heeding in the future. Mr. Budden, please take the necessary precautions to make sure that this never happens again, the judge quipped following her ruling. Budden's disorderly lewdness and stalking charges stemmed from an incident that occurred on December 4th, 2024. Okay, we already know that. So yeah, and also Joe Budden's attorney made note that, as a celebrity or for who he is, it seems like he was treated differently. Like the police, the department made an actual statement regarding the incident, and they don't do that to anyone else. So yeah, what do you guys think? I'm glad that this is behind Joe Budden's What do you guys think? Comment down below.